And now we're going to fill in the reasons for our proof. In a proof, we want to start with our given. So my first piece of given information is that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is 90. And I know that that's true because it's given. It told me it's true. Now it is possible to put all of your givens into step 1, but I like to actually split the givens up and not use them or not write them until I actually need them. So my second given was that measure of angle B was equal to 20. And from these facts, they're both angles, so they can work together. And I have an angle B in both of them. So here I have an angle B, and here I'm told that angle B is equal to 20. So I can substitute that in, and if I substitute it in, my new equation is that the measure of angle A plus 20 is equal to 90. Because I'm substituting it in, my reason is substitution. Now, one thing that I'm asking you to add to your proofs, to have them nice and complete, is references. And the references show me what steps did you use to get your new equation. And I used steps 1 and 2. And that's because I substituted the equation from step 2 into the equation from step 1. I like the references because they're a nice way to check and ensure that you're not skipping steps on accident. Substitution should always be able to have 2 references after it. If you can't find them, you're missing something. Next, I need to get that 20 off of the left. And to do that, we're going to write that 20 is equal to 20. And I know 20 equals itself by the reflexive property. Reflexive property is kind of a standalone statement. I don't need anything else to tell me that 20 is 20. I just know 20 is equal to 20. So there is no reference. Reflexive property will never have a reference after it. So next I'm going to do some algebra, which looks something like that. And with that algebra, I'm left with the measure of angle A equals 70. And I got there by subtracting. And since I got there by subtracting, my reason is equals subtracted from equals are equal. And now this one also needs a reference. I need the steps that I used to do the subtraction. This should always have 2 references also. And here my reference is steps 3 and 4 because those are the 2 equations I was working with that led to my conclusion. That is a complete 2-column proof I got from my givens, and my final step is the statement that they asked me to prove. Flowchart proof, same exact 5 steps, nothing changes, it's just really how we're putting it on the paper. So the very first steps I have are my givens, and I'm going to get rid of this template for a few, just so you can see how I would do it if I was starting it from scratch. My given goes in the first box. Measure of angle A plus measure of angle B is 90. Statement is inside of the box. Outside of the box, we write the reason. Now, this doesn't tell me anything. I mean, I know those angles are complementary, but that's not going to help me get to my conclusion. But my other given does help. So in the second box, I'm going to write that the measure of angle B equals 20. And then I'm going to label that box given also. So the reason just has to go outside the box. It doesn't matter where outside the box. Now together, these 2 boxes lead me to a conclusion. And because they work together to lead me to a conclusion, they are both going to actually lead to the box that is their conclusion. And since we know that angle B is 20, I don't like that color highlighter. Angle B is 20 and there's an angle B right here. I can replace that with a 20 and I get measure of angle A is 20 is 90. When I do replacing like that, my reason is substitution. Unlike a 2-column, I don't need any references. The arrows are the references. I can see which boxes led me there. Now, my goal is to get measure of angle A is 70, so I have to get rid of this 20 from both sides. So because I'm getting rid of 20 from both sides, I need 20 equals 20. And you can really write this box wherever you'd like. We need to put our reason on the outside, and this one is the reflexive property. And now these two boxes work together to lead me to a conclusion. And my conclusion from these two boxes is that the measure of angle A is 70. And my reason is equals, subtracted from equals, are equal. Again, no reference is necessary because the arrows are the references. Now I abbreviated a bit down here, and I didn't abbreviate in the 2 column. You're actually allowed to abbreviate in both. And this abbreviation is acceptable on a quiz, on the test, on your regions. You will never be told that you have to do a 2-column proof or a flowchart proof. I will ask in the beginning, though, that you are trying both of them to get a feel for which one is your preferred method. And you might like 2-column right now, and then once we get into tougher proofs, you might actually switch and decide that you like flowcharts. So it could change, and it's different for everyone, but they're both totally acceptable options.